8 years later has a secret website you can only access with a secret code, but now the film's out, let's break down everything that was hidden on that website. First, my name is Dawson, I talk about film and TV every single day, so drop me a follow if you haven't already. The website's called RageLeaks.net, and the password to get in is Memento Mori, which means a lot now I've seen the film, but to actually get that password was very complicated, so I can explain that in another video if you're interested. There's 13 posts on that website, not all of them are that interesting. This first one is a surveillance camera from seemingly an outside army looking at Holy Island, the place where Spike lives. One of the posts is also surveillance footage of the Bone Temple. At the time, we didn't know what this was, but now we do know it's the Bone Temple. This email thread is about a new variant of zombies, and no, it's actually not about alphas, it's about the ones that crawl around, the fat ones, and supposedly it's all about the fact that they mostly crawl, but when they're angry or under duress, they can run on two legs, which we do see in the film. In the context of the website, it's from an anonymous leaker that's trying to leak information, seemingly from outside of England, about what the hell's going on in England. So this text is about him trying to get information about the infected to post on the website. It seems that at least in terms of the general public, they're not really aware of what's going on this island, and so it's really interesting for them to see satellite pictures of the zombies or a pack of zombies here. Now, I'm not 100% sure about this, but one of the articles is a Mayday transmission in, I believe, Swedish, which would make sense as that could be the Mayday transmission of the army people that get left abandoned in 28 years later. Like I said before, the whole point of RageLeaks.net is the idea that the general public doesn't know the truth about what's going on with the Rage virus, so this post here is going into detail about why that is important. What's interesting about this email is it seems that it's the scientists discovering the alpha variant and not just the crawling around one, which means they still don't really know what's going on in England and how many different forms of infected there actually are. Last but not least, there are 3 voice notes. Now, 2 out of 3 of them aren't remotely that interesting, but this one about bells is pretty interesting because we don't actually see a church in the film other than in the intro, which makes me think that's a link to Jimmy, and this might be exactly where Jimmy is held up, and it wouldn't surprise me if the cult of Jimmy is actually based in a church, especially with Jack O'Connell wearing that upside down cross that his dad gave him at the beginning of the film. This, I think, is the most interesting thing and leads us directly into 28 Years Later Part 2.